Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this week's video, I'm going to give you 7 incredible tips on how to DJ weddings like a superstar. Hang out, let's chat about it. Yo, welcome back to the channel everybody. I got a really cool video this week. I'm going to kind of chat a little about some things that you can do at weddings, 7 tips specifically to really make you look like a superstar. Superstar, superstar, superstar. Before I get into it though, I gotta say thank you to everybody who has liked, commented, subscribed. I just hit 5,000 subscribers, which is like mind blown. So thank you to everybody who has just been absolutely incredible on my channel, and even like on Facebook. So many people have just reached out and be like, hey, I subscribed, your stuff is great. So thank you again to everybody. It truly means a lot. Before I get into this also too, I gotta say I apologize. I'm probably looking like The Walking Dead today. It was a weekend full of events, and you guys out there that gig every Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights, you know what it's like. Come Monday morning, you're just pretty much looking like a zombie and just so exhausted. So if I'm looking like an old man today, bags under my eyes and everything, then I apologize. It's been a crazy busy weekend. So anyways, hey, that's what it is, right? So let's talk. I put together these 7 tips on how to be a superstar at weddings, and it kind of goes along a little bit with one of my earlier videos on the channel that talks about a few different things if you're just starting out as a DJ. So you could use that video and you can use this video as a really good helpful guide if you're just now getting into the industry, trying to learn what kind of things you can do at weddings and events to set yourself apart, how to gain a lot of those awesome 5-star reviews, and also too how to get onto some preferred vendor list. My tip number 1 is all about planning and timelines. So every DJ should have a planning document with them whenever they go to their events, whether it's a wedding, a birthday, a corporate event, a graduation party, whatever the event is. You really should have a good planning doc that's filled out with all of the important information about that event. So when you go to your events, weddings specifically, don't just read stuff off your phone, your laptop, your iPad, whatever. Print out multiple copies of your planning document and timeline. Give a copy of those things to the coordinator, to the client, and to the photographer, videographer, and then obviously one for yourself. You want to make sure that everybody has the same information, everybody's on the same page, and everyone's reading off of the same information. Make sure you have multiple copies that you can pass out to a whole bunch of people at the event so that everyone's on the same page. And like I said, don't just read stuff off your phone, your laptop, or whatever. Have a physical copy of it with you. Tip number 2. After you're all done setting up and you're changed and ready to rock and roll, make sure you meet with the coordinator. Now, there's going to be a lot of different times where the coordinator might have different information than what you have. Things may have changed last minute. They may have met with the client before you did, and then when you met with the client had some changes. So after you're all set, ready to go, make sure you're on the same page with the coordinator. So find out that they have the same people in the wedding party, they have the same amount of speeches and blessings that are prepared, and then make sure that the timeline that you guys both have are same as well, because they might have to bring the salads out earlier than expected, or they might need a little extra time to get plated meals out or the buffet out, whatever. So just make sure you meet with the coordinator, you guys are on the same exact page, and all of the information that you guys have matches with each other. Tip number 3, if you have the opportunity, meet with the photographer and the videographer as well, because they also might have a completely different timeline, different details, whatever. So once you meet with the coordinator and you guys are on the same page, then meet with the photographer and videographer and do the exact same thing. Say, okay, this is where people are entering in, this is where they're going, this is how they're going to stand, this is the timeline of events, they're going to go right into their first dance and then everyone's going to go sit down. Make sure that they know exactly every single bit of detail of what's going to be happening. So that way they can be prepped, they can be set up, and they know where they need to be and what to shoot and get all the good content that they really need to make their services really, really good. Tip number 4. During cocktail hour, make sure that you talk to the guests. Introduce yourself. Don't just be a hermit or a troll under a bridge and stick your face in your laptop or keep your head down. Look up, see the guests that are walking by your DJ booth, wave to them, say hi, say, hey, what do you guys want to hear tonight? Make sure that you are cordial and you're open and you're excited and your best interests are into what the guests want to hear for the night. Because if the guests know that you're going to play what they want to hear, you can damn well expect that dance floor to be pretty full. So make sure that you're introducing yourself to the guests and you're talking to them, you're saying hi, and you're finding out what type of songs they really like, and use that to your best advantage. Tip number 5, introduce yourself and all of the employees and workers that are going to be working tonight. So the way I normally do this is after everybody sits down, usually after like the first dance, and people are kind of getting situated and they're getting ready for speeches and blessings and all that, I generally will get on the mic and say, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the beautiful XYZ venue. My name is Josh. I'm going to be your entertainment for this evening. Your photographers and videographers tonight are blah, 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 blah. They're going to be walking around tonight with their cameras. Make sure you give them some really good content to work with. Show off your most epic dance moves for them. And just have a great time when they're around with their cameras. Then, introduce your coordinator. Say your coordinator tonight is XXX. She's standing over in the corner. If you have any questions, issues, need something, be sure to go ahead and talk to her. She'll be here all night. And then last, introduce the bartenders. Say, hey, most important people in the room tonight, I want to introduce you to blah, 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 blah. They're your bartenders. Make sure you guys take care of them tonight. And that's all it is. By going out of your way of introducing all the important people that are there tonight, it's going to make them really, really happy, because it's not common where a DJ puts the focus on other vendors, other people working, the coordinator, the bartenders, and it's just sort of something a little bit different, a little bit more unique, and it kind of makes them feel really special. And it's also a very quick way to get yourself on a preferred vendor list. Tip number 6. This is very important. Make sure that you are checking in with the clients many times throughout the night. Check in with them when you arrive. Check in with them before the ceremony. Check in with them during cocktail hour. Check in with them during dinner. Check in with them multiple times when they're dancing, just to make sure they're happy and they are getting their money's worth. Make sure that you've come up to their expectations and they're having a great time and they love everything that you're playing and there's no problems, no issues. So keep that communication open, just like you do whenever you are going through the planning process or when you first have your inquiry with them. Just always, always, always communicate with your clients, not just prior to the event, but during the event and even after the event as well. And number 7, my last and final tip, is always bring additional equipment. Doesn't matter what it is. There's going to be a time where you're going to need it, and if you don't have it, you're going to be like, crap. So make sure you're always bringing extra equipment. For me, I bring extra cables, I bring extra turntable needles, cartridges. I can't even begin to tell you guys how much it freaking sucks whenever you're doing an event and one of your turntable needles break on you. It's terrible. So hopefully none of you guys out there really ever have to deal with that. If you have dealt with that, you know what it's like. Generally, if I break a needle, then thank goodness for Serato Instant Doubles, and I can just work off one turntable, but yeah, it sucks. So cables, needles, I always actually bring extra control vinyl as well, because sometimes shit happens and a vinyl might get scratched and it's just, or it might get warped or whatever. So I always bring extra vinyl with me. An extra hard drive. So I bring 2 extra mirrored hard drives with me. Every single week I do a backup and I make sure that all 3 of my external hard drives are an exact clone of each other. Make sure you bring an extra laptop as well. It's not a matter of if your laptop is going to crash or die on you. It's just a matter of when. So having an extra laptop set up, and if something goes south, you can easily switch over into your extra hard drive, your extra laptop, whatever. And usually 99% of the times, if you can do it really well, guests don't even realize that there was a problem. And then also make sure you bring speakers, mics, anything like that you're going to need if something really bad does happen. Generally speaking, speakers don't usually go bad. If they are going to go bad, you can tell way in advance before it happens. Microphones, generally they don't go bad unless someone drops it or does a mic drop, those terrible things that you're always seeing in the wedding groups and Facebook groups and everything. But speakers and mics generally are usually, it takes a lot for them to die on you. It's just all the other stuff: cables, needles, vinyl, hard drive, laptop, things like that. Make sure you always have spare copies with you. There you go, guys. 7 easy, quick tips. And these tips are not like out of this world, like impossible to do. They're very, very easy, very simple, and they make a really big impact on your weddings and events. So, if you're not doing these, do me a favor. If you're not doing any of these and you feel like these are really stupid ideas, comment below and tell me why, because I would really be interested. But I think a majority of you guys out there are going to see that a lot of these tips are pretty valuable, and you might use these for your weddings and events, or maybe you're already doing them. If you are, awesome. But if you guys have any like small little tips that make a maximum impact, comment below. Tell me what else you're doing, because I'd be interested in seeing what else is out there. That's all I got. I hope you guys are enjoying our first week of February. Before you know it, the warm weather is going to be here soon, and it's going to be those awesome 70-degree nights out cruising in the car with the windows down and the music pumping, and I can't wait for those nights to come up. Thanks again for liking, commenting, subscribing, and as I always say, a day without dancing is a day wasted. Until next week, guys, take care.